Hey everybody, this is Rob Gauthier, the ET Whisperer. How are you guys doing today? Today is a very beautiful day as we are getting ready to launch the new, most updated part of our calendar with all of our new services, all of our different setups, and finally, more easily accessible group sessions and channeling classes. Something that all of you have wanted for a long time, all of you have been asking for a long time, and most people wanted because the wait in our calendar has been locked up between 6 weeks and 3 months for the last year. Now, we wanted to make sure we could bring all sorts of new stuff to you, so we're going to show you. First of all, if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to the ET Whisper. I will point you over on the website to the video that's next to me. It's an interview I did a long time ago on a show called About Oneness with one of our dear friends, Karen Newman, who's also a channeler, who's also an amazing person. And this is the most in-depth interview I think I've ever done about my past, my history, my life, my story. So if you guys want to check that out, that will give you the idea of who we are. The channeling itself on the channel gives you an idea of what that's about. And I'm here to walk people through the new sessions, the new calendar, the new classes, and all of the things that we're doing here, getting ready for the 2022 year. So first of all, I'm going to take you through a virtual booking of the different types of sessions that we have. Now, first of all, we appreciate the fact that 95+% of everyone who's ever watched a video, who's looked at a video, who's connected has done that for free. And that is one of our biggest desires, to always bring free material. But we also have to have paid content in order to support our family, so that we can keep making this content for free for other people, and so that we can support the collective in as much as we can with the channeling. So we're going to walk over to the website and we're going to do that step by step. So we're going to go ahead and add that here to the stream. And here we are. So you're at etwhisper.com or robgauthier.com or trebchanneling.com or let's see, metatroncenter.com, I believe, is still there. So any of those will redirect back to robgauthier.com. So if you see a different address and you put in a different address, it's okay. It's still our spot. What we're going to do is show you how to go. Now, there are two ways to go to the service tab. First, the services, and then drop down will say book yourself a session. Or you can come down here and click this little guy, book yourself a reading. And when that happens, it will redirect you to the reading page itself. Now, it starts off with book yourself a session. I really want people to focus on what's being said here. And also, when you look at the session types, I want you to look at the cancellation policy, because we put in the cancellation policy not just how to cancel a session or what happens if you do cancel a session, but we also put all the structures of how this works from top to bottom. That way, when you watch the video and you can't remember detail, instead of watching back this video, you can just go there and look at the details. If you've already purchased the session, don't worry. You'll get an email the moment after you purchase it, and you'll get a 24-hour reminder the day before reminding you that it's coming up. And all of that detail will be in those emails as well. So you can always check that out here at the cancellation policy. Now, before we get into our services and our personal channeling and our group channeling, I want to touch on something else that we're doing. Now, it's in the same part of the website as our calendar, but it's not connected to our calendar. And that's going to be the monthly group channeling classes. And these are going to be large groups of tons of people. And they are something that we do through live stream. Now, when you purchase this, what will happen is you'll get an email saying that you purchased it, a proof of purchase. And then about 30 minutes before we go live on the 27th of November for this specific one, but each one will have a new date and we'll keep that updated on the website, you will get 30 minutes before that class an email stating what link to come into, which will bring you in through a YouTube place. And if you have a desire to ask questions, then you'll have to be on a registered YouTube account. So what we're asking is that anyone who does this, if you want to ask questions, you'll have to get your YouTube set up so that you can interact in the live chat. It won't be in the comments below. It will always be in the live chat. So make sure you open the live chat bubble if you're going to join us if you have questions. Now, first of all, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what the channeling classes are, and then we'll go through the virtual booking. These are channeling classes as I used to do one-on-one channeling classes. Now we're doing them in large groups. It can be 5 people. It can be 500. Everyone's coming in. Everyone's going to listen to the techniques that I share, the theme or topic of that specific class, depending on what the collective is reflecting to me and my intuition, my connection with Treb and Aridif and what they say. And then I'm going to teach for an hour to an hour and a half of this 3-hour chunk of time. And believe me, when you guys know how it works, it usually goes over 3 hours, but 3 hours at the minimal. And I'm going to sit there and share with you guys all the techniques that I need to share with you. And as a prerequisite to this specific class, I would ask you to go to my YouTube channel playlist, and there's a channeling class playlist. Please watch the class 1 and 2 if you're going to purchase this. It's important because all those techniques in both of the first 2 classes are techniques that we need to build on. So knowing those are going to be really important. Anyone who's there can ask a question. I'll be picking them at random. And when I do pick them out, I'm going to put them up on the screen, show everybody what the question is, and answer that question. I'm taking all of your questions about the problems that you have with channeling, the issues that you have with meditating, whatever the case is, throw it out, put it in front of the collective, and I will answer it. And I'm going to go through all the questions that I can with the remaining time, and that will be our class. So if you want to purchase this, it's going to be really easy. If you've ever bought anything online, you kind of know the routine. All the information is through here on this, which is a third-party website, Eventbrite. We do this to make it easier for us to be able to help you with this. Click tickets. When you click tickets, this next window will come up. You pick the amount that you want, and you go to checkout. When you go to checkout, it will take you to another screen to make the payment. When you do a payment, you have to put your first name, your last name, your email address, confirm your email address. Then you can use a debit card, credit card, or PayPal and finish the process. Once you're done doing that, you'll get all the information back in your email, and you'll get the link 30 minutes before the session. So that, pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. We're going to leave that behind. Now comes the other 2 sessions. Now, first of all, I want to address the price jump in the personal one-on-one sessions. Some of you guys are going to find that jolting, but I have made the group sessions extremely cheap compared to my last prices so that people can afford it. Also, it kills down our waiting list, so you're not waiting 3 months to get a session, and this opens up the ability for me with the pricings and the group session for me to create more content, to do videos, to write books, to get more of that energy out there in the collective for free for people who want to do it. Next year, we plan on doing events, both live and online. We plan on getting books started, and Kalina's going to be doing her own channel, which is hugely amazing, and I need that time too to support her. So this gives us the ability to do that and create abundance. As all of you guys know, 95% or more of the people who's ever watched a video of ours or channeling has never paid a penny for it. And the next layer of that is our Patreon people, who make up almost, with free and Patreon, about 99% of the people who've ever come across our material are only paying $11 to $22. And Patreon's something completely different. We'll be remaking a video for that soon for the new types of things that are going on there, as the outdated video that we had for the last talked about lots of packages. We only have 2 now, 11 and 22. But 99% of everyone goes through either the free or the extremely cheap Patreon group. And this is the levels of things that we wanted to do. But of course, as you guys know, my time is extremely limited in the amount of channeling I can do. First, I'm a trance channeler, and even if I had a bunch of time on my hands, I would only be able to channel twice a day at the most. I haven't done that for a couple years now, so I doubt I could start doing that, but that would be the maximum channeling I could do. 2 sessions in one day. With us having our new baby, with her being born with the issues that she had and the birth defects and the multiple surgeries, she's had 2 surgeries, she's not even 2.5 yet. It only gives me the time to do sessions at night. So of course, I wanted to make sure I could make the most impact with the collective in the smallest amount of time possible. And this is how I do it, with group sessions, with raising the prices on the personal sessions. And we'll get into the group channeling, but let's go to the personal sessions first, because there is emphasis on that right now. They're also going to be extremely limited. There's only going to be one of these available every week for the first 6 months. Now, we can only book out 4 months into the future. So this helps us keep the calendar free in the future, so we plan events and other things, or have time that we need canceled. We don't have to move anybody. This year is the year of hopefully fully automating the calendar system, not having to worry about rescheduling, things like that. And my sister Mary is taking care of all of that stuff too. She's been working with us part-time, and she's going to start working with us more full-time now. And I'll introduce her to you guys at the end of the video too. So let's go to the one-on-one session. This session will be one-on-one. It will be just you and me, and you talk to Treb or Aridif. You'll have 1 hour of channel time, even though we'll talk a few minutes before my neutralization. When I come back, that's when the hour starts. Once that happens, you go for the hour. Once you're done, we'll say our goodbyes, and just like in the group channeling session, you'll get a recording, but it won't be automatic, and that's because we're using a new system. And we'll go into that in a minute too. First, how do you book? It's the same as the old booking. You book now. It brings up our calendar and gives you accessibility. We don't have any dates left. Like I said, we were booking 6 weeks to 2 months. It's November. We're already booked to the first of the year. So it's going to bring up the first possible available date. All of these will be on Tuesdays, and it'll be the 11th is the very first date available. We've already booked them to the second week of January at this point. So you click that, and it says 9:30. Now, 9:30 p.m. is the only time that's going to be available. That's Eastern time. This may say a different time for you. If so, that's a good indicator that this has translated it for you correctly. If it says any other time except for 9:30, if it says 9:30 specifically, that means you're going to have to translate your time. If you want to translate your time to what 9:30 my time is, just translate it to New York City. New York City is Eastern time zone. Michigan, Eastern time zone. So it's the same thing. Just remember, it's always 9:30 p.m. for myself. That's the only time we ever do sessions, unless they're classes or otherwise stated. So choose 9:30. All right. It'll say next. And right here, it's telling you January 11th, 9:30, private session, online link will be sent to you 15 minutes before. Okay. So you do that. You have to put your first name. You have to put your email. Sorry, I had to just put up random stuff, but if it doesn't have a .com, it knows. You don't have to put a phone number and then pay now. Then it gives you a choice as it comes up to pay with PayPal or with other things. So you'll have to end up going to pay now, and a new screen will come up, and this will be your payment screen. If you've done PayPal before, then you know how to do this. There's no problem. But if you don't want to use PayPal, or don't have a PayPal, or don't care to create a PayPal, pay with debit card and pass that on. You'll have to put an email in regardless, so that it gives us your email so that we can communicate with you and give you the time and the link and all that stuff for the session. So just finish that out, and boom, that easy. All right. We're going to walk you through the next thing. Even though it's the exact same thing, we're still going to walk you through the other type of session, the group session. Once you get to the group session, once 5 people sign up for a group, the slot becomes no longer available. So it automatically dictates the 5 people who are going to be in the group. If you want a shared session, you have to make sure all 5, like if you and 4 of your friends want to share one session slot, all of you will have to end up doing it. Now, the first thing before we book this, I want to explain how this is going to work. We have a software that's kind of like Zoom. It puts all of us in a meeting group. It's online. There's no software. It's a browser link that you click and you're automatically added. Once you're there, I'm going to greet everybody and say hello and tell everybody hi and welcome you. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to shut down my own microphone and neutralize like I would in any private session. At that time, my sister, who's going to be moderating, will open up her microphone, say hello to you, and open up all of your microphones. This way, all of you can talk, and all of you can spend that 10 to 15 minutes it takes me to neutralize to spend with each other. Once that's done, everyone gets their mic shut back down. I come back in and I start my connection. At that time, my sister will be running a 20-minute timer for each person. Because these sessions are 1 hour and 40 minutes, it means 5 people will all get 20 minutes each. Now, when that happens, the first person comes up, the 20-minute timer comes up, you ask your questions, and when it gets to the end, Aridif will finish up saying, Aridif or Treb will end up finishing the answer to the question. Then your mic gets cut off, you get put back into the other side, and the next person comes in, and they're able to start their session. And everyone will get exactly 20 minutes. No one will get shorted on time. And after that, you'll be able to either hang out there and listen or not. And then everyone makes their way through. By the time the last person's done, session will be over and a recording will be sent to you. So once this is done, everything will be good. The only thing with a group session a lot of people tend to worry about is anonymity. Well, don't worry. We're going to have full anonymity here, and we're going to show you how. Now, this is the software that we're using right here. So as you guys can see, let me see here. Well, I can't take myself out, otherwise you won't be able to hear my voice. So imagine that this is a full screen right here. The white part of this is a full screen. You have a place where you're able to communicate in a private chat on the right-hand side at the bottom, where you could say, hey, how's it going? With each other, with the moderator, my sister Mary, and with each other there. And if you want to leave after your session's done, that's fine. But we're going to show you how this works in general. So just give me a minute, guys. I'm going to get the link here to share. And then I'm going to create that link here too. All right. So let's say you are getting ready to do your session. You're going to get a link in the email. You'll put that link into the browser and open it. And then you're going to be taken here. Now, when you're here, you're going to end up putting your own name. And don't worry, there will be no picture. The only reason there's a picture of me there is because I put it there into my profile, and I'm opening up on the same tab, so it ends up showing it. You can put your name. We ask you to at least put a nickname that puts in your energy, a nickname that people call you, or just your first name. If your name's like Bob McJohnsonville, that's a pretty easy name to discern. So just put Bob. And if you don't want to go by Bob, then go by a nickname, Bobo or Babo or whatever. Just put a name there so that Aridif and Treb can have a representation of your energy, and that when you're asking the questions, they can bounce that back off with your own energy. And then you hit enter studio. Once you enter the studio, and I can't enter the studio, otherwise it'll cause feedback. It'll be real nasty. Once you enter the studio, you're going to have this, except for on the middle of the screen, instead of the Windows and Windows Infinity, it's just going to have a picture of the star background and my face and a picture of all the bubbles below. And that will be that. And then you join, you go through the session, and after that, there'll be a recording sent to everyone. Now, it used to be in Skype. I would drop the file. It would take 10 minutes to upload at the most if you had slow internet, and you'd have your session right away. This is going to take time because it's being recorded on my end of the software. It'll have to encode, and then I'll have to upload it to Google Drive, and then I'll have to drop a link. One thing we're asking, these sessions will not be made public in whole. You'll never have your voice on there. You'll never have your name. You'll never have a picture of the bubble that your nickname is, Nothing about your energy will ever be public. And we ask people who are excited to share their own session that if you do that, you must edit out everything except for the part where you're talking with Treb or Aridif. We're doing this because we care about people's anonymity. We care about people's privacy. We do not want anyone sharing anything outside of their own talking with Treb or Aridif. And if you do that, that's fine. We do not have any problem with that. We don't care. But nothing else. Where I come in and talk to you to enter, where other people are having their time with Treb or Aridif, that's not something that you can share. There's a lot of free video editors. If you don't know how to edit and you're still excited to share, it's fine. Just make sure you find an editor and cut out only your part, okay? And if you guys do that, we definitely will have no protest. But if someone puts up someone else's, we'll definitely ask them to take it down. We love people sharing our channeling. We love people taking clips from our channeling and sharing it other places. We believe in open communication and free exchange of energy and information, but we also care about people's privacy. That's 100% one of the biggest things that we strive for in our personal sessions. And because it's a mixed environment, it's a new field. This is something brand new for everybody, but we're going to work around it, and we'll learn from our weaknesses and strengths. We'll learn from success and failure. But for now, that's what we're going to ask. If we have time in the future, we might be able to split it up into sections, but that will create another person and more time. Someone that will have to pay to do that, because we won't have the time to do that every day for all these sessions. So it will be a bit of an issue. Now, I did want to mention, I don't know if this was mentioned earlier, the group sessions are only going to be on Monday and Friday. Those are the only 2 days of the week that those will happen. So it is Monday and Friday every week, no other days. The only reason you saw Friday there is because that week we're already booked that Monday. So, and that's with our calendar shut down 2 months. So this shows you how far behind in our booking that we've been getting, just because of so many people getting sessions. And a few times we've had to reschedule people for medical issues with my son or our daughter. So this is going to help cut that calendar weight out a lot. So people will be able to get in 2 weeks, hopefully, or 3 weeks instead of 3 months. So we really hope that's the case for that. So this is it, guys. When you're on a personal or group session, you will come back to the StreamYard setup. You'll not have to register. You'll not have to get a link or download a software. You'll just be given a link and you'll join. This is the new energy, guys. This is what we're working with. That's why we've got this energy coming on. I've tried to step away from personal sessions for a while because I wanted to focus my energy. Not that I don't love helping people one-on-one. It's an absolute joy of mine. I love people. I love communicating and connecting. But that energy only serves the two people who are sitting there and the entities that are being brought through. It only helps me and the person who bought the session, because I always grow during sessions, communicating with people. They always grow with that session. Aridif and Treb always grow, or whatever being is channeled, they always grow. So it's a very small circuit. And yes, that affects a lot of people. But when I can have 5 people in the same amount of time and do that multiple times a week, I just took it from 5 people maximum to 11 people, and am able to take clips from that and share it publicly to go to thousands of people. So automatically we just shifted 5 people a week to multiple thousands of people a week who are able now to benefit from the limited time and energy that I do have to put towards this channeling. You guys are there. You guys supported it. I love you so much for supporting it. And all of you who've never spent a penny, who watched and connected to our material, I love you too, because you're supporting us in a whole different way. The energy and the things that you say in the comments, the energy when you see me on Facebook or Discord, the energy that you put just by putting a thumbs up or subscribing or following us or writing us emails telling us how much it's affected you, how much you love the experience, how much you love all of that. So important to me and Kalina. It helps bring our own excitement to continuously work on putting it out. When we see the results that we are having with people in the community, it always motivates us to get more and more and put in more energy. And that's where we're at right now. We are at the pinnacle. We love you guys. Thank you for supporting us. And I want to introduce you to the newest member of our team. My sister Mary is now working with us on a more full-time schedule. She did injure herself, so she's not able to help us with the kids, more behind the scenes, but now she's coming to the forefront of the scenes. I'd like to introduce you to Mary, and after Mary's done, I'm just going to jump off, guys. I love you so, so much. Here's my sister Mary, and I'll see you guys on the other side.
Hey everyone. Hey bro. I love you so much, and I am overwhelmed by what you've said about me, and it warms my heart. But I wanted to say hi to everyone. I love you too. I've been in the background, like Rob said, pretty much from the get-go. But I've always admired not only his work and wisdom, but I've been completely overwhelmed by all the love and support that you guys have shown to him and to each other. And that's just on a regular basis. I see it. I see the love is so deep, and the support system is so strong, and I really admire it. So I'm really excited to be up towards the front now on this beautiful journey we're all taking together. I look forward to getting to know all of you on a more intimate level. So this is really exciting for me to be a part of this.
We're lucky to have you, sis. Thank you so much for sharing that. And believe me, my own words of kindness are very lackluster compared to that you deserve and that you are, because you're amazing, and literally without your help we'd be nowhere. And thank you, sis. I love you so much, and I appreciate all your help. Really.
I love you too, bro. I'm just really excited about this, and I'm happy to be, part of your support too.
It means the world to me, and as much support as we get from everyone around the world who enjoys our channeling, and everyone who's been a part of that, to have family close to home, to have family a part of that physical interaction circle, hugely important. So thank you, sis, and everybody who enjoys our channeling, who loves me and Kalina, who spent some time around. Once you guys get to know Mary, she's really great.